What is happening, everyone? Welcome to Dr. Prepper. Today we will be discussing what this channel will be all about, what we will be doing, and what we will be covering. This channel will solely revolve around preparedness and survival and anything that falls or flows between the two. Before we get started, I would like to clarify that I am by no means an expert on preparedness or survival. It is just something that I love to do. It is something I love to talk about, and it is something that you develop in you. It is something that you become. You become a prepper, a survivalist. It's not something necessarily that you are born with. It is something that you develop over the course of time. It's something that just happens. And, ever since I was a young kid, I grew up on a big chunk of land, and preparedness and survival was something that, we just kind of did back then, being prepared for certain events. And, I kind of took that with me. And then as I got into my 20s and I had my first child, it grew. And it was something that I really felt the need to get involved in and to really start doing. And it really just escalated from there into something that I just became. It's not something that you do after a certain point. It's just something that you are. You are a prepper. And lately, to cover what I've been doing lately, is food storage and water storage. Without food and water, you are nothing. There is no survival. Survival goes back to the earliest times of man, and man has survived on very, very little from the beginning up until very recent times. Survival was just something that you did. That was, part of life. Things have gotten routinely easier as time has went on, and it's something that I don't want to get lost. Now, there are plenty of preparedness channels, survival-based channels, but, there's always room for one more. This is something that I love to talk about, and it's something that I would like to share. There's also a time for me to share, and then there's times for me to learn from my subscribers or my viewers. Like I said, I am no expert. I try to stay well-rounded when it comes to the things I do, the skills that I learn, and that's something I would like to put out there for the future subscribers and my family as well. It is something my, inner family has taken with me, maybe not to the extent that I have, but they are on board with me. And this is kind of something for them to have, and something for, like I said, future viewers and subscribers. I would like to build a nice community around this, just because of the simple fact I know there are lots of guys out there who are interested in survival and preparedness, and I would like to, I will do my best to, get the information that I have out there on whatever it is, whatever gear it is, whatever I am doing, and I would love to learn, from you guys as well in that process. And whether it's news-related videos, gear-related videos, hands-on testing-related videos, we'll be trying to cover everything. A couple of the first videos that I have in mind have to do with lights-out kits, bug-out bags, fire starters, flashlights, that sort of thing is going to be some of the very first items that we cover, and then there will be a whole gambit of things that I have coming up the pipe for the channel. Also, for anyone who is watching this video currently, if there's something that you would like to see or talk about or anything like that, you can leave it down in the comments, and it would be, I would be glad to delve into that if, as long as I can do it and understand it. It would be something I would gladly do. And if it's something that, that I don't know already, it is something I will gladly learn to do and, put out there. Like I said, this is not only learning and whatnot for everyone else, but for me as well. For instance, as far as knives and flashlights and projectile items and that sort of thing, I am fairly well-rounded in it. But when it comes to communications and some of that various thing, I'm not the most skilled at. So that's something that I would love to pick up or learn from others as well. So just to put some of that out there in simplistic terms, there's some things that I'm pretty well rounded at, and then others that, maybe not so much. I might know just the very bare minimum when it comes to that certain item, like comms here. That's something I would really like to get into, and we will be, eventually we will be going into doing live streams and that sort of thing. But I would really like to get the channel up and running, get some content out there, get a foundation established, and just kind of see where things go. This will be basically just a hobby for me, and as far as the content is concerned, I take preparedness and survival and my family's safety and that sort of thing very serious. But as far as the channel and what I do on the channel, this will be hobby based. It's not something that's, going to pay my bills, so to speak, or anything like that. Like I said earlier, it's just something that I love doing and talking about. And I know there are plenty of other guys out there who are interested in learning and talking about the same exact things. And that's who I'm looking for to start this channel with, a good core group of guys who, they may not know anything or they may know a lot. I just want a good core of guys to kind of start this channel out with and then build from there. Some background information on me. I grew up in northern central Pennsylvania in the valleys up here. I was born in, a suburban area, and then eventually my family and I moved to, the outskirts of town. We had several acres of land, woods, and fields, and that is kind of where I developed my love for all of the things that go into survival and preparedness. So that is some background on me. I've been a carpenter for the last 10 to 12 years, maybe even a little longer. So, being hands-on with things, that's something that I've always basically done. Before that, I was in tree service and fabrication in certain factories and stuff like that. But for the last 12 years or so, I have been in construction, carpentry, remodel, that sort of thing. And preparedness has really become a part of my life. It's something that, like I said, it's something you become, and it's just something that I do now. It is implanted in my brain to, have a preparedness mindset when it comes to storing food, storing water, storing batteries and supplies. And there is a lot a lot that, if preparedness and survival is a big pie, well, there is hundreds of pieces to that pie, and it might seem overwhelming at first, but it's just something that you chip away at, whether it be slowly chipping away at it or quickly chipping away at it. It's something that you chip away at, one day, 1 week, 1 month at a time. And, if you're new to the whole preparedness and survival community and mindset, the main thing that you should be focusing on is your food storage and your water storage. And you want to have, a couple months of those things stored up in real food. I'm not talking about buying a bucket of, frozen, buckets of food or freeze-dried food and then calling it good. No, you want to have, buckets or bags of rice, noodles, potato flakes, canned goods, a lot. Freezer items, meat, that sort of thing. There's a ton that goes into just food items, and then water and purifying water and that whole sort of thing. There is an absolute ton of information to get into when it comes to any one topic involved with preparedness. So that's something that, I really look forward to getting into and talking about with everyone. So that is just a little introduction to the Dr. Prepper channel. I look forward to interacting with all of you guys out there who are seeing this and who are seeing future videos. I look forward to the interactions with you guys. Leave me some comments down below. Let me know, if you have any ideas or anything like that. I'd love to hear from you. That'll be it for this one, and I will see you guys on the next one.